Hey everybody, it is Kit here. Happy Saturday and welcome back to another Dragon in the Kitchen situation here. Do you see that nice clean kitchen? That kitchen went through a war zone last month. Anyways, so we are back with another freeze drying video. I'm sorry, freeze drying, not Dragon in the Kitchen, because I just remembered I have two different playlists for that now. I'm still getting with the lingo on this. Anyways, we are doing candy and some gifts and also some experimenting. So, as you saw there, we were doing Jolly Ranchers. I think we did Starburst, and we also tried out some candy canes. And a little bit later, we're going to be doing cinnamon apples and also onions, like a funyun type situation. This is actually the video where I did that. I think I've talked about it before. Yeah, so when did they make candy canes really annoying to open? Like, that was the worst thing I have ever tried to open. And I was very aware that this knife could slip and it would be a very not good day. Yeah, so that this took a while. Everything that's sped up in this video is 4.5 speed, so good amount of speed here. But we got through the candy canes pretty alright. I just did a couple because it was an experiment. Now we're doing so we were doing a few of the Starbursts because some of the Starbursts were in the bag. I still have more Jolly Ranchers. I gotta do more of them. Although something kind of went a little wrong, I feel like. They didn't quite blow up like they should, but we really gotta find the candy settings because we have some older freeze dryers now. My mom wants the newer one that has 6 trays and is actually a lot easier to program and has the programs for candy and fruit and the things that take a long time to do. Like, it's more specialized for those. And that would be really nice to have, actually. Dad's like, no, not another freeze dryer, not another one. Yeah, 3 would be a lot, but also those trays, like, sometimes you want to put more, or you feel like you should be able to put more, and you really can't. Like, there's just, 4 is 4. So if we could have 6, double our capacity, so then for a, 14 trays, that would be crazy. That would be so nice. But yeah, so candy definitely takes a while. It is a labor of love, but I was doing these with thoughts of Christmas presents, and they have, at this point, I'm actually recording this on January 1st, and this was December 5th when I recorded this. I took so much footage from the cooking bonanza and just the baking and the Christmas stuff that I probably got a month's worth of videos for you guys the way that I upload them, so enjoy. Yeah, it was a little nuts. Yeah, so but all of the candy has been given out. We gave some to our neighbors and for their kids, and I also sent a package or two to my friend in Virginia, and she enjoyed, actually she got a little bit of all of the stuff here, so she really did enjoy it. The candy canes did not turn out, unfortunately. I'm not sure exactly how to get them to turn out. Like, they were just kind of candy canes, but my mom watched a video where the smaller ones would like blow up. Oh yeah, and we had a little bit of cake and baklava leftovers, so that's what I did on those trays off camera. And here now we are doing the apples. So I did do apples before this, once before, and I added some cinnamon. So this time it was like, okay, we're just going to cut more apples and we're going to do more cinnamon, because that's like a really good, kind of a sweet treat, but there's no added sugar to it. It's just literally I threw cinnamon on them. see, I was going to add it to the tray and then I was going to sprinkle it. And I was like, no. There's something else we got to do here. You know, we'll just put it all in a bowl and we'll toss it. And that should do it a lot more evenly. These were really good, but I added too much cinnamon. I really had to figure out, like, my ancestors tell me to add more and they aren't, like, doing great for me on that one. Oh, that little bit right there that I sped very quickly through to show you, one of the seeds was sprouting, so that's actually called vivipary, and that's where there's not enough, I want to say gibberellin acid to, gibberellin acid, I'm pretty sure it's that. Plant physiology. Anyway, basically there's not enough of the plant hormone that got into the into the seed to stop the germination process. Like, the germination process started early, and the plant hormone that is supposed to be in those seeds, there wasn't enough of it to tell that seed, hey, we're not supposed to sprout right now. Anyway, that's called vivipary. I think it's kind of cool whenever I find it in a lot of bell peppers, actually, but that time it was an apple. I thought about taking it and sprouting it, but I was like, no, I'm good. Yeah, I have plenty. Oh, that one kind of got bruised, but it was like, you know what, it'll be all right. So, yeah, choppy. There's so much chopping in food prep when it comes to a freeze dryer. It's nuts. And I haven't quite, I'm not really, like, we have a Cuisinart, we have a Breville, we have, you know, a food processor, right? There you can see I'm just tossing them. But it goes so fast that I feel like the cuts are too thin and they're not consistent like what you would get with a knife. And I like a thin, crisp, precise cut on an apple, just like you see me do. I don't know why, I've always liked that as a kid. And I feel like that's going to be the best thing. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe if we do it with the food processor, like, the apples will crisp up and it'll be like an apple crisp. I think I'm going to have to try that soon. That could be good. Also, for some reason, like, in my head, for me, cleaning a knife and a cutting board, like, washing those two items is a lot better than washing the freaking food processor and the lid and the blade, because the bowl was really annoying. But yeah. And as you can see, we have the rotisserie chickens and more chicken, because I think we had to do dog food at some point. No, Mom, we were making all the chicken noodle soup and everything, and now we're doing the onion. This was my first time trying my Funyun onion thing. So I love Funyuns, but they are not healthy for you. And sometimes I just really want a Funyun. But then there's the other thing, right? Like, okay, maybe I'll just be unhealthy that day. I'm sorry. You want $4 for, like, less than half a bag full of chips? Or $5? Or if I want to get just a little bag of them, it's $2? No. I hate that. So, I decided, screw it. I looked up the seasonings. There's a lot of cornmeal and stuff. I'm not going to add that, right? But I'm looking for the taste. And they don't actually have a lot of seasonings. So it's mainly onion powder, garlic powder, salt. I think that was it, actually. So I was like, well, screw it. Let's just try it. So this tray, I'm just doing raw onion, because at this point I was like, well, let's just throw in a raw onion, and that way we have some for ingredients down the road, which will be a bigger focus of mine this year. And actually, I kind of started that with another video that I am in the process of recording starting today. That maybe we'll skip the queue and y'all will see that sooner rather than later. A little bit. What is Little Bit doing back there? She wanted Mom for some reason. Oh, Mom was eating something, I think. I don't know what she was doing. Anyway, yeah, we were in the kitchen so much. Both of us are really tired of chicken. We're tired of soup. We're tired of cooking. We're tired of bacon. Yep. Oh, and here we are. I am just adding whatever I feel like. So there is this spice guy in Tennessee that I absolutely love. His spices. If I remember, I will include the name and the link to his website in the description. For some reason I want to say not an ad, because it's definitely not an ad. That also could be a bit cringy. I don't know. Just, I really like his stuff, and I lived there for 2 years and bought from him and saw him quite a bit. So that was really cool anyway. Yeah, so those are the spices on that side, but I decided to add some of the smoky salts from him, and onion powder, garlic powder, and also I think apple pecan smoked salt. I added a good amount of salt. Today I didn't actually add any salt because I did another batch of these today. I did onion, garlic powder, garlic powder, and there we are, and Morton's. So raw onion on the left and the chips on the right. And now me being brave, I'm eating it. I am eating it, and I'm happy. I was a little bit weirded out by eating raw onion, but because I'm not a raw onion person, I'm not a pickled onion person, I am a cooked onion person, but I'm not gonna just eat cooked onion by itself. It's gotta be mixed in with stuff, right? That's good. It was so good. My mom and I, we were shocked. Like, I am not kidding. I was like, what is this? Like, it doesn't taste like a Funyun, but it kind of tastes like a Funyun. It has the taste of the Funyun, but not the friedness of the Funyun. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a staple in our house. I'm going to be making it, and I didn't have any stomach issues or anything from that, you know, because I mean, obviously it's a raw onion that I'm rehydrating in my stomach, but whatever. So there you can see the cinnamon is absolutely caked. I would definitely change that. I decided I didn't want any, but I knew it tasted good at that moment. So the candy canes were a flunk. I don't know how to get them to blow up like the lady did. I'm gonna have to watch some videos. These didn't exactly blow up either, which I was just really disappointed. The cake, of course, turned out. I don't know 100% if those turned out or not. Like, I don't know. And then the baklava blew up, but it turned really good. Almost like a crouton, but the flavor intensified. It was so good. And the reason we had the baklava is because I saw it. I've been wanting to try it. It was $10 for a massive platter at Costco, and so we ate what we wanted, and then we realized we had a whole bunch left, and yeah, that's how that went. Sorry, the tripod was struggling. Yes, the tripod, for those of you who follow me on Twitter, yes, it's the tripod that died. It was already struggling at this point. Apparently I did too much, but yeah, this is 2 days later, by the way. These things took over 24 hours to do. Yeah. So we are putting them in the clear front snack bags and just, you know, dating them, saying what they are. You know the drill by now, probably, if y'all have watched me. Of course, we got to do the oxygen absorbers and just sticking them in. I am not filling these bags all the way up because they were for gifts. They, you know, I mean, you don't want a whole bag of Jolly Ranchers. Like, who wants a whole bag, you know? So that was what I was doing. And my friend said they were good. She really liked them. Really liked all of it, actually. I gave her a Jolly Rancher, gave her the cake, gave her baklava, gave her cinnamon apple, gave her the onions. I think she said the onions were her favorite, actually, which was really nice to hear. What? Okay, my dishwasher just really confused me back there. But yeah, so these treats did really well. Probably actually gonna try to do more and plan it out a little bit more for next year. Christmas presents and just the Christmas season of 2025 was just not it. Did anybody else feel like it was just off and weird? I was not having the best time, but we did learn a lot with this process, with the whole kitchen and the baking and everything else. My mom is finally on board with actually making lists and planning a little bit instead of just YOLO. We did so much, you guys. Oh my gosh. Ew. I don't even think I've shown all of that footage yet. But yeah. But you know what? It was a good thing, and actually the owner of the cafe was very grateful for us and our help, and actually we went and got a bunch of beans from her because people are donating a bunch of beans and just bags of beans. But again, if you're homeless or you don't have electricity or you don't have the means to cook the beans, then yeah, it's not food, you know. So I was like, hey mom, we have the means to bake it. We have electricity, we have water, we have seasonings, you know, we can add some meat to it, make it a little bit more nutritional. We don't have to go buy the means. Just call and ask. And she was super grateful. So she gave us like 12 bags of beans, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to do like a food thing for them at least once a month, I think, like minimum. That's at least my goal for myself, even if my mom doesn't help, because even though it wasn't the best experience personally for like our family, just the way my mom tackled it, for me, it was still very enriching, and I'm very grateful that we did it, and I will continue the tradition. Well, not the tradition, but the help. But anyway, yeah. So this is what we ended up getting the haul of. I forgot how many bags. I'm not going to count. Y'all can count if you want to. But yeah, so all of these were, you know, Christmas little snack bags and whatnot. I think we have a few of the baklava left and whatnot. But yeah, so that was today's freeze drying haul. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I think there will be either another freeze drying or a sourdough on Tuesday. It depends on my current batch that is currently being in the freeze dryer as we speak. I record. I'm awkward. Okay. Have a great weekend, you guys. Happy 2026. And thank y'all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this.